All banks are basically selling the same products, and increasingly, since we've come out of this recession and the regulators have finished with most of our banks and we're better funded than we've been in the past, at least for the past 5 or 6 years, increasingly we're seeing all banks delivering very similar levels of service. So these are no longer differentiators. They're no longer enough momentum to overcome the inertia. You're never going to do this with one product. You're never going to do this with one call or 2 calls. This is a process that takes time and energy and commitment. Here's the real key, though, that we've seen post-recession. Everything changed during this recession, and we could have a long, long conversation about the difference between the run-up of the economy from 2001 to 2008, where all boats were rising on a rising sea. Everybody was finding business. Anyone, almost anyone, could make their goals because it was business walking in the door. Now, agreed, a lot of it was real estate related, but there was plenty of business walking in the door. It's not that way anymore. And the question is it going to change radically back to the way it used to be in the next couple of years? And I think most of the pundits would say, probably not. So what we have to learn how to do is to create some momentum to overcome the inertia, and the only way you can really do that, if you can't do it at a product level and a service level, is to align with what's changing in the business owner's world. As the economy has changed, it's affected virtually every industry sector, virtually every NAICS code, and virtually every business. They've had to make changes. If you can align with what's changing, not what your competitors already have in place that they put in place 3 years ago, but where this is going over the next year, the next 3 years, given all of these industry trends, all these industry changes, all the economic unknowns. So what I would say to you is, if you want to overcome the inertia, right here, overcoming inertia is easier when you align with the business owner's sense of urgency. And the sense of urgency is, my business is changing because my industry is changing. I've got to do something. I've got to do something. Listen to the verbs there. So in the end, what we're really saying here is align with the change. And when we take a look at high-performing salespeople today in the banking industry, they are, in the end, selling to what's changing. They're not selling product.